Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Saruman, reporting from inside of Sauron's anus. When I died, my soul was transported here. As you can see, there's lots of stalactites, and it's very dark. Dark, but somehow warm.
Alright, so hey everyone, this is Madman, back once again with more Mad Souls 2. So the reason that we're here at the entrance to No Man's Wharf is because I fucked up and I'm stupid, and I never found the trigger for the boss pirate ship thing, which is in here, but because I was like, duh, I don't need to light the torches in this game, even though the game constantly gives you torches in chests and his enemy drops everywhere, I'm just gonna not use it. Duh, duh, duh. So basically I'm stupid. I ignored a very basic mechanic of this game. Pro tip, if you're playing this, use your fucking torch to light things. It's kind of... It's by design. It's not just for aesthetics. It's not just to open secrets. It's actually necessary for just general navigation and finding shit. So we're going to go ahead and grab our torch here, and we're just going to do a comfy run of this place. I've already been through the whole place multiple times to find everything, or almost everything. So this is not going to be... this is not going to be too exciting because we've already been here, but... What the fuck? Get out of here, dude. Anyway, this isn't going to be too exciting since I've already been through here and found a lot of the secrets, if not all of them. So basically we're just doing this as a pre-boss kind of dealio, because I somehow missed where the boss is, and I also didn't light the area up anyway, apart from lighting the really big light at the top. That guy just glitched through the floor? What the fuck? Dark Souls 2 quality. Buy more FromSoft games today. One thing I haven't done is played Demon's Souls. And I don't think there's a PC release. Actually, I know there isn't. But there's probably some kind of a PS3... there's probably a port. There's probably a way to emulate the original on PC. Which, you know what? Maybe that's what we'll do after this, because I'm kind of getting bored of Elden Ring. I'm almost at the end of the game again, and I don't know what it is about that game. The same thing happened to me when I played it the first time. Maybe it's where I'm in my life and other shit influencing it, but I don't know. I get towards the end of that game and I just lose all interest in it. It's like, oh, I've got a couple bosses left. Yeah, they're going to be a challenge, but it's like I don't want the experience to end, or maybe I'm just burnt out of it. I don't know. It's probably a combination of the two. But my point is, because I'm not playing Elden Ring, and I may not for a little while longer, I kind of want more Souls-like stuff that isn't that. So maybe we could find a way to emulate, and by emulate I mean legitimately play the original version on the Sony PS3 trademark system and use a game capture to capture it. That's what I meant when I said emulate. For the sake of YouTube, that's what I meant. So anyway... Maybe we can legitimately play it on PS3, because I definitely have a real one, and then record it in the way I just mentioned. Because I would like to try it. I've heard good things about it. I've heard good things about the original and the remake. I heard the remake fucked up the soundtrack. Chris O'Neill was saying that, which to me is a big fucking deal. That really fucking sucks. Like they screwed up the instrumentation, but I mean, I'm sure there's a way to just turn the music on and then play the original soundtrack while you're playing it. I mean, you can probably just do that. Excuse me, sir. I don't appreciate your Viking horse shit.
Oh, the trad Vikings, we were so cool.
You were glorified sea pirate thieves. You were not cool. You couldn't even grow your own food properly without invading other people's land. You're like alien refugees that came here. It's like, yo, bro, can you give us some land or something? We fucking suck, man. It's pathetic. The fact that people LARP as Vikings is really sad. It's like, read a fucking history book. Do you know what the Vikings were? Do you know why they raped and pillaged? It's because they couldn't manage their own societies. They were constantly engaged in pointless family feuds, and they settled in really extremely hostile, shitty land, and as a consequence, they constantly had to look for other places to settle. So, pick your battles, guys. Pick your cultures that you want to emulate carefully. Your own culture is your default option. That doesn't mean it has to be the one that you choose to emulate, obviously. But yeah, don't jump on a fucking bandwagon just because everybody else is like,
Dude, have you heard the Vikings? They only ate meat and they worked out constantly and they were all about those runes, bro. Have you seen my epic rune tattoo? I'm very cool. This rune has a lot of meaning. It's very ancient.
so yeah, everything's ancient because everything's been done before. There's nothing new under the sun. Except for this place. This place is pretty new. I don't know of any place like No Man's Wharf. It's actually very much like... It's actually not true. There's a Lovecraft story called The Shadow of Innsmouth, and this is based in part on that, I think, and in part on a bunch of other shit. Like, again, everything's a pastiche or a combination of things that have come before, which isn't a bad thing. That's actually really cool. It allows artists and creative people to take what's influenced them and what they've loved and subtly suggest it to you through their new creations. Like if someone likes something, they're probably going to make something that's similar to it in a small way. Bad art or cringe art is always too obvious a copy of one thing, whereas good art is a not so obvious copy of many things. That's the only difference between good and bad art. That is literally the only difference. Bad art, obvious copy of one or two things, one or two influences. Good art, subtle copy of multiple influences. That's it. If you realize that, you realize you could be an artist as well. It's not that difficult. Like people act like artists are good at gatekeeping. They're like, I'm a genius and no one else can ever create anything like me, which is horseshit. You can say it's sort of weird, maybe it's too sort of egalitarian for you. Maybe that sounds weird. Like anybody can be an artist. It's like, but it's true. It really is true. And any discipline can be artistically practiced. Like you can be an artistic mathematician if you treat your work like a craft, is what I'm saying. You can be an artistic fucking bricklayer. You can be an artistic drywall guy. You really can. And I'm not, memeing, and I'm not simping for tradesmen or something. I really do believe that. That's something that I think people get depressed about who are insecure about the value of their job or the meaning of their life. Like people who go through existential crises, which we all go through in life, where you reach a moment where you're like, does what I'm doing matter at all? And not in a practical sense, like, okay, I installed somebody's bathroom, like that matters practically for that person, there's a satisfaction. But there is a part of your mind that is going to ask you, yes, that's true, but does it matter to me in a sort of meaningful way? Like not spiritually, but like, does it matter to me aesthetically and artistically and sort of as a expression of my inner self? Like, am I really expressing who I am when I do what I do? Is my job an expression of me? And if you're going through a moment like that, which we all go through multiple times in life, it's useful to look at your practice, whatever it is, and go, hey, you know what? Here's what I do. I do it well, and it's a fucking art. It's a craft. It's a skill. All those three terms mean the same thing. An art, a craft, and a skill, it's all the same shit. It's referring to a vocation or a practice that you've developed experience in to the point where you are, even if you don't think you are, or if you're not conscious of it, you are being artistic in your job. Like you have a sense of what your work is to the point where you can modify and suggest to other people who do the same work, hey, here's a way I did this that worked for me that I haven't seen other people do, that sort of thing. So basically what I'm trying to say is artists are very far up their own ass most times. And if you hang out with them for a few years, you will realize this. And it doesn't mean they're bad people, and it doesn't mean they're not fun to hang out with. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying all artists are pretentious, insufferable pricks. What I'm saying is that they often have a distorted sense of the relative importance of whatever they're doing versus, like, putting tile in a kitchen, or figuring out how to do a roof properly for a particular climate. Like, thankfully, there's a lot of multidisciplinary sort of merging going on in the arts, whether it's academic or outside of that sphere. And I think a lot of artists and practitioners like that are going, hey, you know what? I'm finally going outside my comfort zone for a bit. mostly because I'm bombarded with content based on my interests, and I've now become bored of it. And as a side effect of that, I'm now looking at stuff outside my normal sphere of interest. And I've done that, hey, I'm noticing a lot of other trades and vocations are actually really similar to mine, and it's a really cool effect. It's a way of like opening people's minds a little bit. The irony with a lot of those artistic types, the most insufferable ones, is that they will constantly claim to be open-minded, and they will claim to be super open and oh yeah, like I'll try anything. I'm experimental. I'm open. And it's like, then you look at what they actually do, and it's like, oh, you've been doing the same shit for 15 years, bro. How the fuck does that make you open-minded? Like, you haven't changed your practice. You haven't changed your tastes. You haven't changed your outlook in 15 years. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, if you work as a fucking baker and you don't experiment with baking different things, if you bake the same muffins for 15 years, that is like, it's like voluntarily signing up to go to hell. It's like, hi there, I'm here to take the shuttle to hell. I'd like one ticket, please. I'd like to be bored and do the same shit for the rest of my life. That would be great. There's nothing I like more than the bland predictability of comfort. I guess what I'm trying to really say with this is just, there's a type of person who will say they're open-minded like that, and really they're insecure because they know they're not open-minded, and it's not a, I don't want to shit on people too much in general, but like, the reason that people will do that is they know they want to be open-minded. Like they have a sense that they aren't open-minded, and so they're trying to act like that as a way of convincing themselves to actually behave that way. It's a fake it till you make it thing, and it's done subconsciously. Like it's the same way people will really hate on something if they actually want to do it. Like I hate to use this example because it's a very common one and it's very politicized, but bear with me. It's like occasionally there'll be a very, I'm not even going to say which side of the spectrum, there'll be a very extreme politician. They're extreme in some way. I'm not going to say which way. And let's just say that they're very anti a certain way of living, and then it turns out that they've been secretly doing that, whatever that way of living was that they were vehemently opposing, and then it turns out that they were doing that. That's one example of like they're trying to make themselves comfortable with their own genuine desires by using hatred as a means to familiarize themselves with something they're uncomfortable with. Because when you hate something, it's more familiar to you. And this is reminding me of something I thought of earlier today. This is going to be a ranty episode because I'm trying to fill time while I do this fucking crap. I had a thought earlier today, and I was like, okay, the restriction of different forms of comedy and comedic expression in the name of whatever, there's all sorts of, there's 6 different flavors of prudishness going back to the fucking Victorian age, 1950s in the US, whatever you want to do. In the name of whatever politics, it doesn't really matter, but there's calls, and there have been calls, and there always will be calls to censor and restrict comedic expression. And I'm not talking about saying the N-word in Call of Duty. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about making jokes, specifically making stuff designed to make people laugh and lighten their day and make life more bearable. That's what I'm talking about. And the reason that there are so many comics who feel the need to express themselves in ways that are not socially acceptable, in part, I think, is because it allows us to become comfortable with unknowns and the unfamiliar and things in life and in reality that are so bizarre and strange and threatening to us, and yet they are constantly presenting themselves to us. They're all around us. No matter what we do, they won't go away. Writing comedy about those things, whether it's harshly criticizing them as a joke or whether it's just touching on that subject matter, as a way to shock people or as a way to do whatever the style of the comedy is. I think that that's an important, necessary thing. And I think when you restrict people's ability to write or create comedy like that, you leave them with fewer options or outlets for those emotions that bubble up when something unfamiliar hits. And the other default human primal response when you see something unfamiliar is to hate it or to fear it. And fear and hate are two sides of the same coin. If you're afraid of something, chances are you hate it. You know, if you have a phobia of spiders, which I touched on earlier, chances are you hate the fucking things too. And if you hate something, chances are you're afraid of it. It's not always, exactly at the same moment that those two emotions will hit, but they're tied together. So I guess what I'm trying to say is when you restrict people's ability to express themselves comedically about something unfamiliar as a way of familiarizing themselves with it and trying to understand it and trying to not be afraid or hateful towards it, you restrict that person to just being afraid or hateful. Like those are their only options. It's like if you can't ignore something, which is that's obvious. We wouldn't be having this discussion if the thing we're talking about could just have been ignored. We're talking about things you can't ignore. If you can't ignore something, then you have three options if it's something unfamiliar, and these are the primal lizard brain reactive options that will present themselves to you, to your subconscious, and eventually to your conscious mind. Your mind will tell you hate the thing / fear it, or somehow you have to sort of study it. You have to learn how to deal with it. And I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, if you restrict people's ability to make comedy about things, what you're really doing is you're leaving them with really just hatred of things, like real hateful investigative impulses. Like it's almost like dissecting something. Hating something is almost like dissecting it. It's like if you hate something, you're paying so much attention to it, you're so focused on it. It's the whole rent-free meme, living rent-free in your head. When that's going on, you're kind of studying the thing in a way. You're just studying it emotionally. You're studying it from an emotional standpoint or vantage point. And it's, the same thing goes for obsessiveness. I'm not going to say love, because you could think of love that way. If you were a total cynic, you could think of love as an obsessive sort of emotional way of studying something, but that's insanely fucked up. That's like inhuman. But you could use it as an excuse to do that, for example, or you could use hate as an excuse to do the same thing. Really, that's what your subconscious is doing. It wants you to pay attention to something, and your emotions are a way of sort of facilitating that. Your instincts are using your emotions to do that. Here's the fucking lever. Jesus Christ. I'm running out of shit to say, so this is a good time to find it.
Right, let's find the ship coming in. Is there an animation? Oh, there it is. St. Elmo's fire, caused by atmospheric friction interacting with the staffs or masts of ships, would create little blue flames. They'd actually be on top of the mast there, but making the lanterns or the cages that colour is a reference to that, and I think that's bloody cool.
There's a great Iron Maiden song called Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which is based on the Samuel Taylor Coleridge poem of the same name. It's not the full poem, but they got some voice actor guy to recite parts of it. And I'm realizing part of the reason I came here, before we go do the boss, is that I missed some secrets in here. I almost forgot. Holy shit. I missed a bunch of secrets, actually, in these little rooms here. Okay, we gotta be careful. I think one of them is... Also, straight up, I feel like a complete fucking silly Billy idiot. I didn't realize that in this game, you can press A or interact with walls, and sometimes doors will open. I didn't realize we were playing Wolfenstein from 1993. I didn't fucking realize that you just had to spam A against every wall because there actually could be a secret there. So now I feel like a jackass for criticizing the people saying there were illusory walls. Because I went back to the Ruined Sentinels boss room. Guess what? I missed like 5 illusory walls. So, yeah. That was me reacting to an unknown with hatred. See what I'm saying? Okay. Let's see if we can find some of these walls. This is one of them. Okay, that one was a bad example because you have to smash it, but... Oh, shit. Get back here, you little bitch. Give me that item. Delicious. Alright, let's open this motherfucker. Pew!
The Royal Soldier's Ring. Yes, the Royal Simp.
Let's grab Mr. Bones' little item over there. Now, I'm almost positive there's... Oh, fucking Christ. How the fuck did I just get poisoned? Fuck off, man. Jesus. Those jars have weapon acid corrosive goop in them. I totally forgot about that. So there's another secret wall we missed, and oh god, maybe I'll just come get it later. I really want to try to do the boss here. We should probably kill the guys up there too. That might be where the wall is, actually. Oh, wait, is there a... Oh. Maybe it's in here. All I know is I missed two illusory, I want to say illusory, and it's not. It's illusory. It's like the aluminium debate, which is a very Reddit thing to be obsessed about, but it is kind of... I mean, people get really up in arms about that. Because I'm based in Canada, we add U's to words with O's in them, like color and humor have an extra U, which we do for the benefit of the French amoeba that's latched onto one part of us. Here's the other wall I missed. Do you have to press A? Yes, this is what I'm fucking talking about. I fucking missed tons of these. So I probably have to go back to different areas, because I missed a bunch of these fucking things. Okay. In fact, I know there's one in the Forest of the Giants that I missed. I thought you had to do something exotic in front of the thing. I was smashing it and nothing was working. It was not good. Alright, so now that the pirate ship is here, we can fight this boss. And hopefully we won't have too much trouble with it. I'm going to go ahead and wear actual armor here. We're going to put on our Pewter Schmidt fit. Yeah, let's put on the Drang Lake shit. Why not? We can actually wear it now. As long as we don't wear the hat, it's not going to put us over 70 in terms of... Ooh, now increase... Oh, damn! Wow, that would have been useful to have 16 hours ago in this build. Jesus H. Christ. I'm a fucking idiot. Does that actually provide a decent increase to our damage if our weapon is... I'm gonna use the reduce enemy poise ring. Fuck it. Probably doesn't do anything, but... Alright. So we gotta clear out the pirate ship first.
There's some scallywags on board, lads. We gotta clear 'em out before we can get to the treasure. Are St. Elmo's pirates. But they're not here to teach you grammar like on Sesame Street. They're here to teach you what your own guts look like. Good thing they're shit teachers. Ha-ha.
Woo! Excuse me, sir. Fuck you. Woo! Whoa.
Yar, he's gonna fire bolts at you from the mizzenmast.
That's totally not the mizzenmast. That's not even close. It's like,
he's going to go to the port bow and swab the poop deck.
I'm just throwing random terms. I don't know what the fuck they mean. It's like an English speaker going to a different country and being like this is what they think they're saying in the other language. In English would sound like this, like, yes, I love the toast cat head face. Haha, you are a good person, man. Like that's what they're speaking some other language other than English, and the people in the other country are just nodding and smiling like, you fucking Anglos, get out of our country. Have you not raped and pillaged it for resources enough? You really want to LARP as a Viking this hard? Why can't we open these chests, man? That pisses me off. Clearly they're chests or lock boxes or something. The game's like, but they're not actually real chests.
Yar, we spilled the grog. This isn't actually seawater. It's pure alcohol. Don't light any matches in here, mate.
I just love doing the pirate voice, man. I just want to stay here. It's like,
oops, we died to the boss 6 times, so I had to keep coming back and doing the pirate voice.
Alright. Let's eat a piece of pirate weed and show this motherfucker the pirate creed. Oh, by the way, I have a confession to make, which is appropriate. I killed the last sinner guy, and on the way to his boss room is this exact mob. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same thing. So it kind of spoiled this fight for me, but because I fucking missed this entire boss earlier on, you know, it didn't really matter because I realized, we can just go back and kill this and we can make a comfy video out of it, get some content creation. Woohoo! You know, I will say this, if you can still do the Dr. Zoidberg spinning thing in this, that kind of redeems every single flaw about this game relative to the other Souls titles. It really just makes it fun. So, you know what? I'll take it, guys. Ooh, what is this? This looks like something from fucking Skyrim. What is this, an Elder Scroll reading device? Damn. Okay.
Actually, it's supposed to be a sextant. Don't you know anything about nautical navigation?
It's supposed to be the Antikythera mechanism. Do you know what that is, you Reddit prick? Alright, Pyromancy Flame.
Boo!
I just wiped spittle off my screen from doing the pirate voice. Hashtag just voice acting things. Wannabe voice actor, I want to make that very clear.
The wide openness of the sea. Much more wide open than me. I've got a closed heart. It's scarred shut after being cut one too many times, me girl. That's why I distance myself from people and I have trouble trusting people. I've been hurt one too many times. Not even one too many, but one time too hard. I'll never be the same man again. And some wounds you can't heal from, me love.
Alright, let's kill these sleeping motherfuckers for fun. And then we're gonna yeet our way back to Medjool Dates. Pray to the bone, or whatever the fuck.
Get on your knees and put a bone in your mouth. That's how we do it.
That was a pretty good chunk of souls for such an easy boss. I guess we got a bunch from fucking around in No Man's Wharf and ranting about random shit. Okay. Can we use the soul from that guy? Oh, you have a bunch of souls. Hell yeah.
50 souls? Whoa! That's really cool. I'm gonna level so many times.
Flexile Sentry. How flexile is it exactly? I mean, I've been with some pretty flexile guys over the years, but I don't know if I've ever experienced like a flexible robot pirate sentry with dual torsos and 4 blades. That sounds really kinky. Okay, let's go ahead and level up a little bit here. We have 40 strength live on camera, ladies and gentlemen. The 40 strength has been achieved. Does it really cost that? Okay, it's only 23k. Whew. Do we want more endurance? I'm trying to think about the next 10 levels. Do we just want to rush to 50 strength? I feel like before things get expensive, maybe we should do that. That would probably help with the fucking bitch, cunt, prick, bloody bastard bitch fight with that snake chick. I might record some more attempts of her, but I don't know. I feel like endurance is our problem in that fight. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get 30 endurance. We're going to get 30 endurance, and I think we're going to get 30 vitality too. I think that's actually the play. Yeah, that's not even 10 levels. 9 levels. And then if we get 30 vigor, 30 endurance, and then we get 50 strength, we're not going to need to put levels into anything for a long fucking time. I might get 20 dex just because it's 18 to power stance the great swords, and I'd want to get 20 just because 18 looks really stupid. And that'll put us at what, 17? So that'll put us at 153. That's not too bad. I mean, level 150 sounds big if you haven't played these games. In this game, it's not. Level 200 is where you really start to slow down. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this extremely long and shitty video. And I do hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy making this content. I hope somebody likes watching it. If not, to my FBI agents watching and CIA agents, shout out to you guys. I do think most of you are doing a good job. It's just, you got some weirdos in your organization with very strange interests and affiliations, but you're probably already aware of that. Anyway, hope all of you are doing well, no matter what your affiliations and opinions are. I really hope you guys are all doing well. Don't get too caught up in small differences of opinion. It's a distraction, and it's a waste of your time to get into big fights or arguments or get really up in arms about anybody's different opinions. Just live your life, and unless somebody fucks with you, then fuck with them back hard. But if they're not fucking with you, just leave them alone. Don't waste your time. Anyway, eat some good food. Call your mom. She probably misses you. You probably haven't talked to her in a while, have you? See what I did? I did what the horoscope writers did and said something common that's true for everyone. Anyway, do some good stuff, guys. Stay positive. Keep the good vibes going. I'll try to do the same. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace out.